Howdy y'all, welcome to Grapevine, Texas. So I'm here on Main Street right now. You got obviously the town hall right there. You got the Grapevine Vintage Railroad right here. And I'm actually here during Grape Fest, which is a big festival that happens every September. And there's a big tennis tournament that always goes in conjunction with that. So if you guys know me, you know I'm a tennis guy. So, but here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna hit the streets, all right? I'm gonna walk you through some different neighborhoods at some different price points, so you can see what it's like to live here in Grapevine and maybe what you can get for your budget. And if you stick around all the way through the end, I'll even show you the top listing in all of Grapevine, so that way you can see kind of what the ceiling is here, and I'll even show you some of the main attractions along the way. So if that's what you're looking for, then stay tuned, because we're getting into it right now. Hey ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for the most thorough deep dive into all things Dallas, Texas, well, this is the channel that helps you do that. So I invite you to subscribe down below. Make sure you tap the bell for notifications so that you can stay up to date on the current market here in Dallas, Texas. We drop new videos every single week. My name is Jimmy Webb Jr. I'm a local real estate agent, born and raised here, and we're getting tons of calls and emails every single day from people just like you who are ready to make a move here in Dallas, and we absolutely love it. So if you are thinking about buying or selling here in the Dallas area, then you gotta reach out, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or jump on our calendar if you wanna jump straight to a Zoom with us. That is our favorite, but whatever way is easiest for you, we've got your back when making a smooth move here in Dallas, Texas, or in Grapevine, like I'm here today. I'm still on this main street right here. But before we jump into the neighborhoods, I wanna give you just a brief introduction of kind of what's going on here in Grapevine. So, location-wise, you're about 25 minutes away from downtown Dallas. You're literally on top of the airport out here, so you're literally 5 minutes away. You're just northwest of the airport, just literally bordering it, right on top. Median home price is $320,000. 53% of people own their homes here, so you do have a few apartments going on out here. The population is 53,000 with a median age of 38. So it skews a little bit older, but it was actually ranked one of the top places for young professionals to really come and live, right? And so median household income is 91,000, and yeah, the job market out here is pretty strong for being so small, right? So you have obviously some of the major employers are going to be DFW Airport, right? You're going to have GameStop Corporation has a big headquarters out here. You have the Gaylord, which is a massive hotel and really like a convention center. It's held some of the biggest conventions in the city, of course. And then you have Baylor, the hospital, as well. Is going to be, those are going to be your top four right there. But as far as schools go, so you have Grapevine Colleyville ISD, so GC ISD, and so they kind of combine Grapevine and neighboring Colleyville into one. So you have two high schools. You have Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage over there. Those are going to be the public schools, but you also have some areas that feed into some neighboring school districts as well, such as South Lake and Capel as well. So, and then Grapevine has a pretty cool history as well. I'm gonna walk this way. Grapevine has a pretty cool history. It was built on the Grapevine Prairie, which obviously the name gives homage to the wild grapes that grow here. And so, yeah, we've got a few wineries out here in Grapevine. Actually, a few of them are gonna be up and down this street. And so, you can do some wine tastings, and actually some of the wines are pretty good, I mean, personally, I'm a big Bordeaux guy. I don't think you can go wrong with a Bordeaux, Spanish, French, Italian wines, right? So, that's kind of my personal preference, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting to get some tastings out here. Music's getting kind of loud, so I'm gonna walk back this way, but yeah, we're almost done here. So yeah, let me take you through a bunch of different neighborhoods at some different price points, kind of show you the different styles of living out here. And yeah, with that being said, let's cruise. All right, welcome to the first neighborhood. So this home that we're gonna feature in this first price point here is going for $330,000. 3 beds, 2.5 baths on 1,700 square feet, which is gonna put you right at $200 a square foot. This home was built in 1985 on a pretty small lot, you know, just 0.1 acre that you're sitting on out here. You do have a 2-car garage. That's definitely going to be important. You'll definitely want a car when you're coming out here to Dallas. You know, we're pretty spread out. Our public transportation is not that sophisticated, so you know, you're definitely going to want to have a car with you. You know, this traditional brick style of home is going to be really what kind of dominates here in Grapevine. You have the big trees out here as well. Pretty quiet street, you know. I can hear my voice echoing through on this street right here, but you know, you're pretty close by. As I was driving in, you did have a park right there. You're pretty close, maybe a couple miles only away from that main street where, you know, we just came from. So not too far away from you know, getting your wine tasting on, or if you want to go hit up some boutique shops over there. Yeah, that home was, you know, it was definitely move-in ready. You know, you might do some upgrades based on, you know, your preferences, of course. But, you know, listen, these homes were built in, you know, 60s, 70s, 80s, that sort of range right there. And so, you know, kind of what you can expect from, you know, homes that were built that long ago, right? So, but let's talk about the schools real quick, because there's a little bit of confusion, I guess, with some of the things that I've seen out there. But yeah, so there's a Grapevine, Colleyville, ISD, they're combined. Okay, so you have the high schools are Grapevine High School, the Mustangs, all right? And then you have Colleyville Heritage as well, neighboring you to the south of Grapevine, okay? And so, and some neighborhoods actually feed into South Lake Carroll, which is one of the best school districts in the state of Texas, if not the country. You got some of it will feed into Louisville, and some will feed into Capel as well, which is another, you know, highly sought after school district. So, you know, hey, if you're I'll tell you this, if you're looking for more athletics, you know, you might go to South Lake Carroll. If you're looking for more academic side, you know, that's where Capel really thrives right there. So, and then on the private school side of things, you have Faith Christian out here as well. So yeah, if you're interested in private school, I'm a private school product myself. And so, you know, if you have any questions, listen, if I don't know the answer, then I definitely know somebody who would. I'm still involved in that community quite a bit. So, hey, if you like what we're talking about so far, then hey, please tap that thumbs up button down below. Helps us out a lot. Thank you so much for doing that. Make sure you're subscribed as well. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss the next video that we drop, so make sure you tap the bell as well. All right, but yeah, this should give you a pretty good idea of what you can come to expect in kind of this $300,000 price point. But what I'll do is I'll drive you through this neighborhood so you can kind of get a little feel for it, and I'll do this for every neighborhood as well. And then we'll head to the next neighborhood. All right, I'll see you there. All right, real quick, I wanted to show you a Grapevine Mills Mall. So this was the big mall before kind of Stonebriar up in Frisco took over the spotlight. This is an absolutely massive mall. You got over 185 stores in here. But yeah, this used to be kind of that go-to spot for, you know, all sorts of different kinds of shopping, and you even got a few restaurants in here as well. So just want to let you know that this is here, but maybe if you're looking for a little bit more high end, you might have to go maybe over to North Park or over to Legacy West a little bit, but yeah, you definitely have a big mall right in your backyard here. So with that being said, let me take you to the next neighborhood and I'll see you there. All right, welcome to the second neighborhood. So This home that we're going to feature at this price point here is going for $455,000, 3 beds, 2.5 baths on 2,400 square feet, which is going to put you at $192 a square foot. You got a 2-car garage with that side entry there. And this home was built in 1988 on 0.17 of an acre here. So you have a little bit of a front yard. And of course, again, it's going to be that traditional brick style. I'm actually going to walk you down because there's a couple cool homes on this side of the street. So I'll kind of walk you over there so you can see some of the variety out here. But as I was driving in, you know, there was an elementary school right up the street. So your kids could probably walk to school, honestly, up there. It had its own park over there that was separate from the elementary school. And there was even a running trail that you don't see a whole lot of. But when you do, they're very well done. So they're all paved, and they go under like the power lines and everything, and kind of follow it through kind of some trees and everything. It's kind of nice. So, you know, if you want to get a good run in, you can, you know, just head on over there. So here, I'm actually going to cross the street right now so I can show you some of these homes right here. So check out this one. It's a little bit different color, still that brick, but you know, a little bit of variety there. And then you've got the one next to it that has the red brick, but I like those columns. So, you know, both of them had that kind of column look to it. So a little bit of a different take on that, you know, traditional brick style. Yeah, hey, so this price point, I got to tell you, is a pretty popular price point, right? So homes are moving fairly quickly, you know, so that's just something that you're going to want to keep in mind. You know, you're going to want to have all your ducks in a row, and of course that's something that we can help you get organized with if you'd like. Let's talk about something that maybe isn't so popular, and that is the property taxes here in Texas. So actually here in Grapevine, it's not so bad. So the property tax rate here, at least currently, is at 2.29%, which is below average for Dallas. So the range here in Dallas is, you know, 1.8 all the way up to 3.4. So a little bit below average right there. But you know, I know people love to complain about the property taxes, but I actually do another video where we talk about, you know, we look at everything, we do the math, and I literally break it down on, you know, hey, is moving to Texas a good deal? You know, if you're coming from another state that, you know, has lower property taxes, and we look at all the taxes. So make sure you check that out. I'll put a link to it in the description below. But yeah, listen, I think our team takes a little bit of a different approach. You know, listen, complaining is not a productive use of time. You know, Jim Rohn talks about you got to spend 5% of the time identifying the problem, 95% of the time focused on the solution. So it doesn't really matter what the market is doing, if it's going crazy, you know, all this sort of stuff. All we got to do is find you that one dream home at the right price. We don't have to find you 100 homes, right? We're just on the hunt for that one. So I believe that our team is the best in the world at doing that. So definitely reach out if, you know, you're looking to, you know, if Grapevine is, you know, topping your list here, if you're interested in it. So this should give you a pretty good idea of, you know, what you can get around this, you know, $400,000, $500,000 price range here in Grapevine. And so I'll drive you through here once again, and then I'll meet you at the next neighborhood. See you there. All right, real quick, I wanted to show you Grapevine Lake right here. So we're actually on the Oak Grove Park over here. So if your kid ends up playing baseball or does play baseball currently, or softball or soccer, or a little bit of volleyball out here as well, it's a very nice park, actually. Actually, here, you can kind of see it from here, the lights and everything. So, but yeah, you can come out here. There's the boat ramp. You can come out here, and you know, so if you have a boat, you can come out here. If you're planning on getting a boat, this is a very nice lake to come and just, you know, get away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life, right? I saw some paddle boarders out there. Yeah, there are a couple of them out there. There's one more on that side. And so we're on the south side over here, but more on that side, on the north side of the lake, is where you'll have a lot of trails, biking, like what do you call it, off-road, like dirt biking kind of trails as well. And so a lot of that will be on the north side. Really cool trails actually on that side of the lake. But yeah, just wanted to show you how close you are out here. I mean, I could probably get to Main Street, you know, in maybe 10 minutes from here. So yeah, really super close. Yeah, so with that being said, let's take you to the next neighborhood and I'll see you there. All right, welcome to the third neighborhood. I wanted to show you some new construction. So this one is gonna end up going for $615,000, 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,200 square feet, which is gonna put you at $281 a square foot. It's gonna have a 2-car garage, as you can see right there, and a little bit smaller lots. You got 0.12 of an acre that you're sitting on right here. And obviously this one isn't finished, but let me show you. We'll avoid the big trash pit right there. But so here's kind of what the neighborhood is looking like. So they're all gonna kind of look similar, but they're just gonna be different colors, right? Which you know, is definitely interesting, right? So that's kind of the style in here. Now, I did want to just, I always like to mention about new construction, what's kind of the layout in each neighborhood, right? But so in Grapevine, listen, there isn't a bunch. There's actually only 2 on the market at the time that I was making this video, right? So this development is pretty well sold out already, but you do have a couple in here. So you have this one, the one right next to it, and then there's another, well, that one. So I guess one of these 2, I said there were only 2 on the market right now, but you got 2 of them right there. I guess one of them isn't listed. There's another one going for $915,000. So just to kind of give you an idea of kind of what the price points would be for new construction. So if that's what you're looking for, then, you know, hey, maybe Grapevine might not be the best place for a new construction, and we can definitely find the perfect spot for you if that's what you're looking for. Okay, so but yeah, with that being said, probably not going to drive around this one because you kind of get the feel of it, but I'll take you to another attraction and then I'll see you at the next neighborhood. All right, see you there. All right, so real quick, I wanted to show you Nash Farm. So this is literally in the middle of a neighborhood right here. And so what they've done here is they've preserved, you know, Grapevine's agrarian tradition. So you've got the original 1869 farmhouse back there, and they actually still breed, you know, sheep and turkeys and chickens back here. And of course they grow their own produce. So it's free admission, so you can come hang out in here and, you know, do a picnic or whatever it is that you want to do in here. And yeah, just a cool little historical landmark out here in Grapevine that you might want to check out. So with that being said, let me take you to the next neighborhood. I'll see you there. All right, welcome to the 4th neighborhood. So this home that we're going to feature in this price point is going for $629,000, 4 beds, 3.5 baths on 3,200 square feet, which is going to put you at $198 a square foot. You've got a 2-car garage, as you can see, and this home was built in 2015, so pretty new, and you're actually on just shy of 1/3 of an acre. So not much on the front side, but you do have a big backyard here. And so again, you know, you're gonna have, well, here you have the brick and stone combination. You're gonna see a lot of that in this particular neighborhood. We're on a dead end street. You know, you've got the cul-de-sac at the end over there. I'll kind of walk you down here a little bit so you can see some of the different styles in here. But you know, you've got your manicured lawns in here. You know, these were built in 2015, like I mentioned, right? So some of the trees, you know, still have a little bit of growing to do, let's say. Yeah, pretty quiet street. You know, you're not gonna have, you know, many, you know, or much at all in terms of drive-through traffic down here. But let's talk about the safety real quick, like while we're talking about that. So as far as gated communities go, Grapevine, you won't have a ton of gated communities. It's pretty safe overall, but there are a couple out there. So it just kind of depends on what's available on the market, of course. When I was looking at the statistics for the crime and everything like that, all the numbers were, well below, national averages and things like that. And there was a poll that was done that, so 98% of residents reported that they feel safe and that, crime doesn't really impact them that much out here in Grapevine. So pretty safe neighborhood is Grapevine as a whole. But yeah, this should give you a pretty good idea of, what you can get for that kind of $600,000 range out here in Grapevine. So let me drive you through here a little bit, and then I'll meet you at the top listing in all of Grapevine. Don't want to miss it. I'll see you there. All right, real quick, I wanted to show you the Grapevine Botanical Gardens. This is just a really chill place to come hang out. I see a lot of moms coming with their little ones out here, of course, but it's beautiful here in pretty much any season except for the winter time, of course. But what's cool is they have signs next to like all the trees and everything, so you can learn what each tree is and what each flower is and stuff like that. So you can come for a little learning experience, but or just to come just chill out for a second. It's very tranquil in here. So I feel like my heart rate has gone from here to down a couple notches just by walking in here, So anyway, if this is the kind of vibe that you're looking for, you might come check this place out. But with that being said, let's go to the next neighborhood and I'll see you there. All right, are you ready for the top listing in all of Grapevine? Well, here she is. So this one is going for $925,000, 4 beds, 4 baths on 4,200 square feet. You've got a 2-car garage in the back, and this home was actually built in 2009 on just under a quarter of an acre. Listen, I don't expect this one to stay on the market too long, honestly, because we're literally walking distance away from downtown Grapevine over there. Fully upgraded on the inside. You've got a beautiful kitchen, a beautiful master bathroom as well. As you can see, you've got a Texas sized porch on the front and a spacious backyard as well. The only downside is you are kind of on this busy street on Ball Street right here. So that's the only downside. But hey, if you're looking for something walking distance, you're looking out over at Nash Farm that I showed you earlier. So hey, if this is what you're looking for, if this is that kind of lifestyle that you're looking for with a big old Texas porch, pour yourself some sweet tea and come hang out on your rocking chair out here, then this one might be calling your name. But with that being said, let me take you to the next location. We'll do a nice little recap on Grapevine for you. I'll see you there. All right, so we brought it back to the home office for a nice little recap here on Grapevine. So, there's a lot of stuff to do in Grapevine. I mean, it is kind of a small area, but I mean, it really does pack it in. So outside of, the attractions that I've already shown you, if you're a golfer, this will be some good news for you. So the Cowboys official golf club is right there in Grapevine. Pretty cool golf course, very upscale. And there's actually one hole. Is it the 3rd hole or maybe the 4th hole where there's a big drop down, and then they have the Cowboy star in the middle of the fairway. So it's a fun game to try to hit that star off the tee box, right? So you're gonna have to hit a bomb to hit that star, but if you can do it, it's a very cool view on that 3rd or 4th hole. I forget which one it is, but you also have Grapevine Golf Club, which is right next door that's a public course, but it's one of the it's one of the more chill, golf courses in town, right? So people who play there, they're pretty relaxed atmosphere and things like that, right? So if that's what you're looking for, and you got Grapevine Golf Club right there as well. So you got some good wineries too in Grapevine. I mentioned that a little bit in the intro up there, but Grapevine for Texas standards, Grapevine might surprise you a little bit, right? So if you go to that historic downtown district and head into a couple of those wineries there, you never know. You might find something that you like, right? And then you also have, if you're an active person, that north side of Grapevine Lake has a bunch of trails, right? So if you like to mountain bike or if you like hiking, then you can really get in there and explore a little bit and have some fun on that north side of Grapevine Lake right next to you right there. You also have the Gaylord Texan, which is a huge convention center / hotel. I mean, it's absolutely massive. So, if you're part of a company that maybe does a lot of conventions, that'll be right there in your backyard. Or if you just need a staycation, you can head over there, and it's very nice. I mean, it's absolutely massive. It's maybe the biggest resort that, well, I won't say that I've ever seen. I've seen some pretty big resorts, but it's up there. It's definitely up there, right? And so, of course, you're right next to the airport too, right? So that's kind of why they put the Gaylord Texan there. So, you fly into DFW, and then the conference can happen right there, just a hop, skip, and a jump away from your flight, right? So, but having that airport right there. So if you travel for business or if you travel, for pleasure, right? Then, that's right there, less than 10 minutes away, maybe more like 5 or 6 or 7 minutes away from you right there in Grapevine. So that's a huge perk to Grapevine as well. And then you've got South Lake just on the other side of the airport, right? So if you want to, jump over there and head over to the town square, get into some fun over there, shop till you drop a little bit over there. You can definitely put a dent in your bank account if you want over there. So you got that over there as well. So listen, I mean, Grapevine is overall, it's a pretty established neighborhood. It does lean a little older, right, than most suburbs, but you do have quite a few apartments that brings in that younger crowd as well. So you do have a little bit of a mix, in the homes and the neighborhoods. It'll be a little bit older, but you do have that younger, youthful energy in Grapevine as well. Definitely not lacking in that. So 3 words, like we always do, to summarize Grapevine here. So first one is going to be, you've got some really good schools in Grapevine, right? So obviously GCISD is going to have some good schools, and then parts of Grapevine are actually zoned for Carroll ISD. So if you want to be in the South Lake schools, then you can definitely find some homes that are in there like that. So you can kind of sneak in through the back door a little bit that way. So if that's what you're looking for, we can definitely find you something like that. Very strong job market as well in Grapevine. And then thirdly, like I mentioned, I mean, it is very established. So you're going to have some really nice trees, lining the streets and everything. And, it's just it's a great option, right? Especially if you need to be super close to the airport. Definitely a really cool neighborhood that you want to have on your list. Okay, so yeah, hey, if Grapevine is where you want to be, then you got to reach out, right? Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, jump on our calendar if you want to jump straight to a Zoom with us. Whatever is easiest for you. We've got you back when making a smooth move here to Dallas. And if you found value from this, hey, please tap that like button down below. It would mean the world to us if you did that. And make sure you're subscribed as well. And hey, if you are continuing your research here, I want to invite you, tap on the Dallas, Texas Living name down below, and that'll take you to our main channel page, where you can use the search bar on that page to look up whatever it is that you're interested in, right? We do a ton of different styles of videos where, we cover everything in Dallas. So odds are we've got it covered for you. If I don't have it for some reason, feel free, leave me a comment down below, and I'm happy to, bump up the priority to get that one covered for you, to get that out for you guys. Listen, this is for you guys, right? This isn't about me. This is for, providing as much value as I can to you guys, my audience, right? So whatever you guys want, let me know, and I'm happy to push it out to you guys. Yeah, if you don't know where to go from here, then you should see some videos popping up on the end screen that can definitely point you in the right direction. So, you know, like I said, we've done it all. We've covered everything, and so we've done a few different styles of videos as well. So, hey, whichever one of these is really popping out to you, make sure you click on that right now. And until the next video, I'll see you around town.